5 ways to handle people who don't respect you. Good morning, everyone. Today we're diving into a topic that hits home for many of us: how to handle people who don't respect you. Let's be real, life isn't always sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes we encounter people who diminish, disregard, or disrespect us. But here's the deal: how you respond to those moments defines who you are and shapes the trajectory of your life. So let's shift the focus from frustration to empowerment. Today I'm going to share 5 powerful strategies to handle disrespect with dignity, strength, and clarity. These aren't just tools, they're game changers for how you navigate life. Let's begin. Recognize your worth. The first step is to understand that your value isn't determined by anyone else's opinion. Respect begins within. If you don't respect yourself, you'll invite others to treat you the same way. Stop waiting for external validation. Look in the mirror and affirm your worth every single day. When you know your value, you set the standard for how others treat you. Set clear boundaries. Boundaries aren't walls, they're bridges to healthy relationships. If someone crosses the line, calmly but firmly let them know where you stand. Setting boundaries is not about being aggressive, it's about respecting yourself enough to demand the same from others. People can only treat you as poorly as you allow them to. Respond, don't react. When disrespect hits, don't let it pull you into an emotional whirlwind. Reacting impulsively gives away your power. Instead, pause, breathe, and respond with intention. A calm and collected response can often disarm even the most disrespectful individuals. Remember, the person who stays in control always wins. Don't take it personally. Here's the truth: most disrespectful behavior has more to do with the other person's issues than with you. Maybe they're dealing with insecurities, envy, or unresolved pain. Don't let their negativity stick to you. Brush it off and keep moving forward. Your journey is too important to be derailed by someone else's baggage. Surround yourself with support. You don't have to face disrespect alone. Build a circle of people who uplift, inspire, and respect you. Their energy will reinforce your own confidence and help you navigate challenging situations. When you're backed by a solid tribe, the voices of negativity lose their power. In closing, disrespect is inevitable in life, but staying disrespected is a choice. You have the power to rise above negativity and reclaim your narrative. Walk tall, speak with conviction, and never let anyone dim your light. Remember, every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger and shine brighter. The world is watching how you handle adversity. Show them your strength and let respect, both for yourself and from others, be the legacy you leave behind. Let's go out there and be unstoppable, without ending point. Self-respect is the foundation. Your value isn't defined by anyone else. Own it. Let me ask you something: who determines your worth? The world, your boss, your family? No, your worth is yours to claim, and it starts within. Most people don't struggle because of a lack of skills or talent. They struggle because they don't believe in their own value. You cannot expect others to respect you if you don't respect yourself first. It's that simple. Every morning you've got to wake up and decide, I am enough, because here's the truth: nobody will hand you respect. You have to claim it. Respect isn't a gift, it's a reflection of how you show up in the world. When you walk into a room, do you carry yourself with confidence or do you shrink? People pick up on your energy. Respect yourself first and watch how the world mirrors that back to you. Think of self-respect as the foundation of a house. Without it, everything you build will crumble. Self-respect is your unshakable base. It's what anchors you in the storms of life, in the face of criticism, judgment, or rejection. And trust me, those storms will come. But when you respect yourself, you don't sway, you stand tall. When you respect yourself, you start saying no to what doesn't serve you. You stop tolerating toxic people and half-hearted relationships. You stop putting up with jobs or situations that drain your energy. You begin to see that you deserve more. And let me tell you something powerful: when you raise your standards, life rises to meet you. But self-respect isn't just about boundaries. It's about the way you speak to yourself every single day. Are your thoughts building you up or tearing you down? You've got to treat yourself like someone you deeply care about. Imagine talking to a close friend the way you sometimes talk to yourself. Would they stay friends with you? Respect yourself through your actions. Show up for yourself even when nobody's watching. Take care of your body because it's the vehicle for your dreams. Honor your commitments to yourself. Keep your promises. Every time you do, you're telling yourself, I'm worth it. And here's the secret: when you start respecting yourself, you stop chasing respect from others. You don't need it. It's like chasing a shadow. It disappears the moment you run after it. But when you stand still, strong, and confident, respect will naturally follow. Self-respect also means embracing who you are, flaws and all. Nobody's perfect, and perfection isn't the goal. Growth is. Be proud of how far you've come, even if you're not where you want to be yet. Celebrate the small victories. They're stepping stones to greatness. Respect yourself enough to take risks, to step outside your comfort zone. The most successful people in the world aren't fearless, they're courageous. And courage comes from a deep belief that you're worth the effort, worth the struggle, worth the fight. Remember, the way you see yourself sets the tone for how others see you. If you see yourself as small or unworthy, that's how others will treat you. But when you see yourself as capable, deserving, and valuable, the world can't help but notice. Self-respect isn't arrogance. It's not about being better than anyone else. It's about knowing that you're enough just as you are. It's about walking into every situation with your head held high, knowing you have something unique to offer. And yes, there will be people who challenge your sense of worth. That's okay. Let them. Their opinions don't define you. Your self-respect is your shield. It's what keeps you grounded when others try to tear you down. So today, I challenge you to look in the mirror and declare, I am worthy. I am enough. I am deserving of respect. Say it until you believe it. Say it until it becomes a part of who you are. Because once you claim your worth, nobody can take it away from you. Boundaries empower respect. Speak your truth calmly but firmly. Boundaries are not selfish, they're essential. They're the lines that define where you end and others begin. And let me tell you something, if you don't set boundaries, people will set them for you, and they won't do it in your favor. Boundaries are the foundation of mutual respect. Without them, relationships, whether personal or professional, become a breeding ground for resentment and chaos. The problem is, many of us are afraid to set boundaries. Why? Because we fear rejection, we fear confrontation. But let me ask you this: how can anyone respect you if you don't respect yourself enough to say, this is what I need, this is what I won't tolerate? Boundaries aren't about pushing people away, they're about creating clarity. When you set boundaries, you're saying, this is how I expect to be treated, and this is how I will treat you. It's not about control, it's about mutual respect. And here's the truth: the people who truly care about you will honor your boundaries. The ones who don't, they were never meant to be in your life. Now, setting boundaries doesn't mean shouting or being aggressive. It's about calm, clear communication. When someone crosses a line, you don't need to lose your cool. Instead, you can say, I value our relationship, but this behavior isn't acceptable to me. Notice the power in that statement. It's respectful but firm. But let's be honest, setting boundaries is uncomfortable. It's going to feel awkward at first. You might second guess yourself. That's normal. Growth always feels uncomfortable. But every time you set a boundary, you're strengthening your self-respect muscle. And over time, it gets easier. Boundaries also teach people how to treat you. If you're always saying yes when you mean no, people will assume it's okay to take advantage of you. If you let disrespect slide, it sends a message that you're okay with being treated poorly. Boundaries are your way of saying, this is who I am, and I deserve to be treated with respect. And here's the beauty of boundaries: they don't just protect you, they protect your relationships. Without boundaries, resentment builds. You start feeling taken for granted, and that resentment eventually poisons the connection. But when you set boundaries, you're creating a space where both parties can thrive. Boundaries also help you conserve your energy. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your values or priorities, you're saying no to yourself. Think about that. Your time and energy are precious. Boundaries are your way of protecting them. And let's not forget, boundaries aren't just about saying no to others, they're about saying yes to yourself, yes to self-care, yes to your goals, yes to your peace of mind. When you set boundaries, you're prioritizing what truly matters. But here's the catch: boundaries only work if you enforce them. If someone crosses the line and you let it slide, your boundary loses its power. You've got to be consistent. It's not about being rigid, it's about being clear. Remember, boundaries are not about being liked, they're about being respected. If someone gets upset because you set a boundary, that's on them, not you. Their reaction doesn't mean your boundary is wrong. It means they're not used to you standing up for yourself. And don't expect everyone to understand your boundaries. They don't have to. What matters is that you understand them and stand by them. Your boundaries are a reflection of your values, your needs, and your self-respect. So today I challenge you to identify one area in your life where you need stronger boundaries. Maybe it's a relationship, a job, or even with yourself. Start small, but start somewhere. Speak your truth calmly, but firmly. And watch how your world transforms when you prioritize your self-respect. Emotional control is power. Respond, don't react, and keep your composure. Let's get one thing straight. Reacting is easy. It's automatic. It's that fiery burst of anger when someone disrespects you, or the overwhelming urge to snap back when someone pushes your buttons. But here's the deal. Every time you react without thinking, you give your power away. Emotional control isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about channeling them in a way that serves you. When someone disrespects you, your first instinct might be to retaliate, to prove a point, or to win the argument. But let me tell you something, the person who stays calm, who remains composed, always has the upper hand. Why? Because they're operating from a place of strength, not weakness. Reacting is giving someone else control over you. Responding is you taking control of the situation. Imagine a chess game. A reactive player makes impulsive moves while a strategic player thinks 3 steps ahead. Life is no different. When you pause and respond thoughtfully, you're playing the long game. You're not just reacting to the disrespect in the moment, you're deciding how you want the situation to unfold. But let's be honest, staying calm in the face of disrespect isn't easy. It takes practice. It takes self-awareness. The first step is to recognize your triggers. What makes you lose your cool? Is it a certain tone of voice, a specific type of comment, or a particular person? Awareness is the first step to change. Once you know your triggers, you can create space between the stimulus and your response. That space is where your power lies. Take a deep breath, count to 5. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? How do I want to handle this? Most of the time, you'll realize that reacting emotionally only adds fuel to the fire. When you stay calm, you also gain clarity. Emotional reactions cloud your judgment. They make you say and do things you might regret later. But when you respond thoughtfully, you're making decisions from a place of wisdom, not impulse. And that's where real power lies. Think about the most respected leaders you know. They're not the ones who lose their temper at the slightest provocation. They're the ones who remain steady even in chaos. They're the ones who listen before they speak, who think before they act. That's the kind of person you want to be. And here's the thing, your calmness doesn't just affect you, it affects the people around you. When you stay composed, you set the tone for the interaction. You're showing the other person that their behavior won't rattle you. In many cases, your calmness will diffuse their negativity. But emotional control isn't just about handling disrespect. It's a skill that will serve you in every area of your life. In relationships, it allows you to communicate more effectively. In your career, it helps you navigate challenges with grace. In your personal growth, it keeps you focused on your goals instead of getting sidetracked by distractions. Remember, people will try to test you. They'll push your buttons, sometimes intentionally, to see how you'll react. Don't give them the satisfaction. Your composure is your armor. It protects you from the chaos of the outside world and keeps you grounded in your own power. And if you do slip up, because let's face it, we're all human, don't beat yourself up. Use it as a learning experience. Ask yourself, what could I have done differently? How can I respond better next time? Growth comes from reflection, not perfection. So the next time someone disrespects you, don't let them dictate your emotions. Pause, breathe, and respond with intention. Show them and yourself that you are in control. Because when you master your emotions, you master your life. Disrespect is a reflection. It's more about them than you don't take it personally. Here's the truth, disrespect says more about the person delivering it than it does about you. When someone treats you poorly, it's often a reflection of their own pain, insecurities, or unresolved struggles. And yet, how often do we take that disrespect personally, letting it wound our self-esteem? It's time to change that perspective. Imagine this, someone snaps at you in a meeting or makes a rude comment. Your first instinct might be to internalize it. Did I do something wrong? Am I not good enough? But stop right there. What if their behavior has nothing to do with you? What if they're acting out because they're stressed, insecure, or projecting their own fears? When you understand that disrespect often comes from within the other person, it loses its power over you. You stop absorbing their negativity and start seeing it for what it is, a reflection of their internal state. This shift in perspective is liberating. It allows you to detach emotionally and respond with strength and clarity. But let's be real, not taking things personally is easier said than done. We're wired to seek validation, to be liked, and to belong. So when someone disrespects us, it can feel like an attack on our identity. That's why you have to remind yourself constantly their behavior is about them, not me. Disrespect can stem from jealousy. People might try to tear you down because your light reminds them of their darkness. Your success might highlight their insecurities. Instead of celebrating you, they choose to criticize or belittle you. But don't let their jealousy dim your shine. Their opinion doesn't define your worth. Sometimes disrespect comes from ignorance. People don't always understand your values, your boundaries, or your journey. They judge what they don't know. But here's the thing, you don't owe them an explanation. Your job isn't to convince others of your worth, it's to live your truth unapologetically. And let's not forget, some people are simply hurting. Hurt people hurt people. They lash out because they don't know how to process their pain. It doesn't excuse their behavior, but it does explain it. When you see disrespect through this lens, it becomes easier to empathize without absorbing their negativity. Now, this doesn't mean you should tolerate disrespect. Recognizing that it's about them doesn't mean you let it slide. It means you address it calmly from a place of strength without letting it damage your sense of self. I hear your frustration, but I don't appreciate the tone. That's a powerful response that sets a boundary while maintaining your composure. Remember, everyone is fighting a battle you can't see. That doesn't justify their actions, but it does remind you not to take their behavior to heart. You're not responsible for their struggles or their lack of respect. You're responsible for how you choose to respond. And sometimes you won't get the closure or apology you deserve. That's okay. Closure isn't something you wait for, it's something you create for yourself. Forgive them, not for their sake, but for yours. Let go of their negativity so it doesn't weigh you down. Taking disrespect personally gives it power. It allows the other person to dictate how you feel about yourself. Don't give them that control. Instead, see their behavior for what it is, a reflection of their struggles, not your value. Disrespect can be an opportunity for growth. It can teach you resilience, emotional control, and the importance of self-respect. Every time you rise above negativity, you're proving to yourself and to the world that you're stronger than the noise around you. So the next time someone disrespects you, pause and remind yourself, this is not about me. It's about them. Stand tall, hold your ground, and move forward with confidence, because your worth isn't up for debate. It's non-negotiable. Surround yourself with support. Build a circle that uplifts and inspires you. Let me ask you something. Who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? Think about it, because whether you realize it or not, those people shape your mindset, your energy, and even your future. If you're surrounded by negativity, by people who don't respect you or your dreams, it's like trying to run a race with weights tied to your ankles. But when you surround yourself with support, with people who uplift and inspire you, it's like the wind is at your back. Here's the truth: you don't have to face disrespect or challenges alone. Life is too short to carry the weight of toxic relationships. The people in your life should be your biggest cheerleaders, not your harshest critics. If they're not adding to your growth, they're holding you back. But let's be real, finding the right circle isn't always easy. It requires courage to walk away from relationships that no longer serve you, and courage to seek out connections that align with your values and aspirations. And yes, that might mean stepping outside your comfort zone. Growth always does. Your tribe should challenge you not in a way that tears you down, but in a way that pushes you to rise higher. They should believe in your potential even when you doubt yourself. They should hold you accountable, not by criticizing you, but by reminding you of the greatness within you. And don't mistake quantity for quality. It's better to have a small circle of genuine supporters than a crowd of people who don't truly have your back. A single friend who believes in you, who respects you, is worth more than 100 acquaintances who drain your energy. But here's the thing: if you want to attract people who uplift and inspire you, you need to be that kind of person too. Relationships are a mirror. When you bring positivity, respect, and support into the world, you'll naturally attract others who do the same. Be the energy you want to receive. Sometimes building a supportive circle means reaching out to new people, mentors, coaches, or like-minded individuals who share your values. Don't be afraid to seek them out. Join communities, attend events, or even send that bold message to someone you admire. The right people are out there waiting to connect with you. And let's not forget, respect is a two-way street. If you want respect from others, you've got to give it. Celebrate their wins, listen to their struggles, and show up for them when it matters. The strongest relationships are built on mutual respect and support. Now, here's a hard truth. Not everyone in your current circle will come with you on your journey. Some people will resist your growth because it makes them uncomfortable. That's okay. It's not your job to shrink yourself to make others feel secure. Sometimes the best way to inspire change is to lead by example. And when it comes to toxic relationships, don't be afraid to let go. It's not about being cruel or judgmental. It's about protecting your energy. You can love someone from a distance while prioritizing your own well-being. Saying goodbye to toxicity opens the door for positivity. Your circle should also include people who respect your boundaries. If someone constantly disrespects you, no matter how close they are, it's time to reevaluate that relationship. Respect isn't optional. It's the foundation of any healthy connection. And remember, support doesn't just come from others, it also comes from within. Be your own biggest cheerleader. Believe in yourself even when nobody else does. The stronger your internal foundation, the more you'll attract the right kind of external support. Take a moment to reflect who in your life truly uplifts and inspires you, who drains your energy or disrespects your boundaries. Be honest with yourself, and then take action. Strengthen the relationships that nourish you and step away from those that don't. Because when you surround yourself with support, with people who respect and uplift you, you're unstoppable. You'll rise higher, dream bigger, and achieve more than you ever thought possible. Your circle is your strength. Choose it wisely. Rise above negativity. Focus on your purpose, not their opinions. Let me remind you of something powerful. Your purpose is bigger than their opinions. When you're on a mission, when you're chasing your dreams or building the life you want, negativity will come your way. People will criticize, doubt, and disrespect you, but here's the key. You don't have time to get distracted by their noise. You've got a purpose to fulfill. Think about it. Have you ever seen a lion stop to bark back at a pack of hyenas? No. The lion knows who it is. It knows its strength, its power. It stays focused on its hunt, its pride, its purpose. That's the mindset you need to adopt. You're here to live your truth, not to please everyone around you.